You know,
You can mail me
picture
a
of this
letter.
one,
I will hand walk it in if you mail
of
it
the
to me.
cover of that.
How big?
With an email.
I mean, ultimately, I want that to be like, I guess this size here.
Okay,
Okay.
this is the cover.
All right. George Bailey.
This is the cover.
George.
Hard, you want it hard or
Can you hear me?
stop, or you want it like this?
I don't
Good morning,
care. I
George.
mean, whatever.
Are you there?
Yeah,
I
you
think
can't
this is probably
see me,
good
can't
because
hear
it's
me.
pretty tough.
Okay,
Yeah, we can see you.
You can
Now we
roll
can
it
see you.
Yeah.
and hear you.
I can't see me though. But good
and then we
afternoon,
can post it
everyone.
on anything, a wall.
You got any announcements going on down there in Florida? You want to bring the
Right.
Basically,
They've got
what
some
I've had as a
A-frames here,
person,
like
well, we're moving
Yeah,
forward
about
with
2 or 3 of
Juneteenth.
them actually.
We have 3 additional cities, and of course, when you heard a week before last, one of the representatives told you that her husband is the mayor, and they have now pushed through a city holiday for Juneteenth, and their city employees will be off with pay. And so we're very pleased about
That's a
that.
good
And
one
of
to
course,
do instead of
we're
giving
on
them
one of
raise.
the cities, Winter Haven, who will be celebrating the 19th,
I'm
and
sure
now have
people
another
would prefer to get
city
their
coming on
raise.
Bartow,
Yeah.
which is county seat. They're coming on board. They're having a holiday. So I'll have them to submit their flyers. They have those, and I have those too. But at any rate, we're moving along very well.
Would you qualify that, Doris, and kind of bring people up to speed with some of the challenges that you were facing, that were a concern that you talked to me about?
Well, actually, and it still is a concern, Steve, and to the Juneteenth family. It still remains a concern. The concern is here in the state of Florida, we have a group of persons promoted by a man of non-African descent who is stating that we should celebrate May the 20th and not June 19th, stating that June 19th is a Texas date and not a Florida date for which the enslaved Africans were freed. So that's the deal that we're dealing with now. The state NAACP supports the May 20th date, and I will be going before the NAACP, the local branch here, and speaking to them about that, because the president of the branch seems to support the May 20th date, and he has gone on
For
record
Juneteenth.
to do. But yeah, there's still a problem. But at least we did receive the resolution from the city of Lakeland to support Juneteenth, and the League of Cities, which is like 411 cities throughout the state of Florida, they too support Juneteenth, June 19th, to celebrate for the state of Florida. So, and I received letters from Steve and many others throughout the country, mayors throughout the state of Florida, other politicians supporting Juneteenth. So there's only a small group of people, that's what I call them, they're fragmented. They're trying to disrupt, and that's not going to happen.
So that our axiom, none are free until all are free, and most of those who were freed by black men who were already free, who picked up guns and came down there and enforced the Emancipation Proclamation, the 13th Amendment, and they're clearly not aware of that. We're not going to take away from that, and of course they can celebrate the specific days, but the unified voice of Juneteenth is the one that needs to be on track across the nation. So whatever we can do to help and support you, Doris, let us know. Okay?
I will. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If I may comment, just like in New Orleans, we've always said people can celebrate Juneteenth anytime they want to, because none of us own Juneteenth, but the pitch for Doris is that
What's the significance of May the 20th?
the more
Something happened there locally.
join forces and hustle.
I'm not sure what, but something pertaining to all of this.
Oh my God.
And these white folks who are trying to
Well, I celebrate Cinco de Mayo, but that's not a Mexican holiday. That's an American holiday. That's the Mexican, the independence from Texas. But the Mexicans don't celebrate it. It's not a
Oh, okay.
Mexican holiday. It
Okay.
don't have nothing to do with Mexico.
I have to unmute, but you're absolutely correct on that. Yeah, and it should stand. It should stand, and so we can't let it stand because here is a non-African, European American who disrupted by saying, "Oh, I discovered something." I call him the new Christopher Columbus. All of a sudden, he discovers in his research. Now, here we've been celebrating Juneteenth in Florida since 1980 when Dr. Aldo Reddick sponsored the bill. And he was on the state level and knew. So I don't know where he came from. Maybe he was on the Powell Ross or something. And but anyway, we're moving forward. We're going to have a celebration. We have the resolution, and we have the support behind us. Many persons in the community activities are scheduled. We're glad. We're having people to call. The Elks Lodge has contacted me, other organizations, community groups. So we're going forward. We're going to have a celebration and move forward with the celebration of Juneteenth.
Doris, I think the real problem is what the NAACP did. And,
Yeah, right.
And signing on to what this white boy talking about without consulting with you and others who are celebrating and organizing.
Yeah, right. That was in 2007.
And that's the problem.
And that was the groundwork for this is the state holiday, that came up
when
last
a white
year.
so-called scholar or something,
But nobody has that information, and that's got to be publicized. Because, when they made the announcement of it being a state holiday, I should have been there. I had other people calling me, talking about, congratulations and stuff like that. But the governor and his chief of staff don't like me. And it's just as petty as that. Like two kids here. My approach in terms of talking about this history is different from that. And so therefore, they're just like, nah, she can't come. And it's not even for me feeling personal. It's just kind of the documentation for history needs to be right.
Some more folk look like we jumped on the bandwagon and jumped on wanting to produce a Juneteenth. And, but they found out that it wasn't everything they thought it was. But I kept saying to the people, listen, let's all come together and black people and people of color, and let's work together to do Juneteenth. But I was never successful in getting them to look at it from that perspective.
And I really would like to add to that, because the key is, as you just said, us working together, and as Steve said, emphasize none are free until all are free. So, and also this, Nouveau Christopher Columbus, Carpetbagger, whatever you call them, just coming up with some divisive plan, because we are celebrating together the celebration that by this time on June, 1865, June 19th, we all finally knew that we were free. So it's a celebration for us together. Now, it might be somebody else that did become free on May 20th. That's nice. But this is nobody's free until all is free celebration.
And that's what I emphasize very strongly each and every time. That's my open and my closing statement. But let me say to you about this, in terms of dollars, I make sure whatever dollars are going to be submitted to the Juneteenth organization, it goes directly to the people who are either performing. Those checks go. A check is submitted to them from the city or wherever the vendors are, whoever that person is. I never touch the money because I don't want it ever to be seen or said that I have money problems, and I haven't not one time in 29 years. I don't touch anybody's money, OPM, because I don't want that to ever be.
And she wants me to come to Florida on June 18th.
So that's one thing. I have a budget. The budget is out there.
She don't want you to be in
And the
your
money
Juneteenth
that are-
celebration.
Well, we'll be here on the 19th, the next day, so I was gonna get there before the 18th and fly out
But I don't like having to touch the money
that
because
early
first
that
of all,
morning. So
I
I'll be
learned
here.
not to be a nonprofit anymore. I don't have to account for those dollars, and I don't have to pay the state every year those dollars that I'm not receiving. So a lot of the money has come from my husband and myself throughout the years, especially when we did the rodeos. That became very expensive. So I'm in on that, but we're going to maintain. Let me just inside information about the NAACP and their position. The lady who is carrying the water bucket, and I don't mean to be disrespectful to her or anyone else, but basically she's connected to this European man. You know how someone comes to you and say, well, this is what you all are going to do or need to do. So she owes him a favor, so that's why she's pushing that. And now she's gotten a politician who is involved in the state capital. And so these people have come together based upon what he provided to them. And the lady who is carrying the water bucket is a friend to the state president of the NAACP, and the state president is a friend to the national board of chair of the NAACP. And so it's a relationship, and that's how things happen. That's all it is. And so it filters down to the local branch and other branches. So that's how that happened.
Let me piggyback that, Steve, right quick here, because this is very important, man. We need money here, okay? The state of Washington has officially made this a holiday, so that means the legislature has to appropriate a budget for Juneteenth. Now, I know who was getting that money before. It was a clique, okay? And that's what the woman that was speaking just before me said. You know, we got these cliques around here, but it's time for these cliques to get
That the
broken
state
up.
legislature, they got some money for you, Juneteenth.
Well, every state is different.
So
Each state is, you know.
But I would think that if they made it a federal holiday, if they made it a state holiday, that they got some money, that you should be able to get some money for it.
I agree, but like I said, they didn't even have me at the news.
Oh, that's right. They don't even talk.
We
gotta find an undercover to talk to them like they were talking about those two.
But the folks at Fort Monroe on the federal level, they like me. So I'd rather have them than the state folks anyway.
It's going to my designated charities. Okay, so we have to acknowledge this is stuff that regular people don't know. And this lady just laid it out on the table here, plain and clear for everybody, exactly what's going on here. So, and as far as the NAACP goes, you have to be careful. I mean, they're still selling tickets instead of first enslaved black people. Our first people landed at Jamestown, and they know better. So, it's just that's part of it. So let's just keep our heads out and keep marching forward. Thank you, Doris. And Doris, like I said, I ain't trying to, like Doris said, I ain't trying to badmouth them either, because they were vital. They saw a rich and they saw an opportunity and they took advantage of it. And what they doing ain't against the law. But there's some ethics involved here. Okay? All right. Any more announcements?
Yes, I'd like to say something. Hi.
Hey, Coffee.
Hey, family. Hey, it's Coffee.
Announce yourself, Coffee.
Sir,
You know what? The whole time I thought that was
can
them.
you hear me?
Yeah.
You thought that was who?
Oh,
Who you are, where you
doing that
from?
thing in the big
Hello,
window.
everyone. It's Coffee Rice from St. Louis, Missouri. Juneteenth holiday. All things Juneteenth. I just wanted to say, I don't know, I'm on my cell phone right now, so I'm not sure if Miss Virginia's on the phone or not. But I just wanted to, people were inquiring about the Juneteenth national anthem, and I just want to let you know I'm not ignoring
I didn't realize there was a
inquiries. I'm really
Juneteenth
flattered
national
and I
anthem.
appreciate it. But what I'm doing is I'm having the poster, trying to help me get the poster complete so I can, so we can get it on the website. So that way, everybody can just get it from the website, like Doc Myers asked me to. I know I'm way behind in it, but the holdup has been trying to come up with and a regional logo, because the posters that we've been using all this time had a logo of a African American male slave breaking the chains, and I loved it, but I didn't own that logo. So that's the hold up. But I'm trying to hurry up and get it done within the next week, no more than 2 weeks, so we can have it. But I just didn't want to email the anthem out, and then people print out a bunch of copies of the email just on regular paper when we do have a poster that has the words on it. And I would love for every household. My goal
So we were
is for
talking about
every
a calendar.
household to have a poster
Okay,
of the
so
Juneteenth
we
National
would need,
Anthem, as well as all the schools included in whatever books we put out as well. So that's been the hold up. But I'm just trying to, if anyone can help me with the logo, that'll be great. If not, I'm continuing to go through people, but they're just not getting it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, one of those just little simple things. 'Cause I would like to
we can get that done like now.
Got it.
If we have it ready for Juneteenth, we can make it go
Okay,
June.
Steve, we need to buy that logo.
And that would be
Okay,
something that also would go into like the
Okay.
gift bag or whatever like that for the sponsors and stuff like that.
Meanwhile, can you at least call Virginia and just tell her, let her know that you're getting to her, please?
Yes, ma'am. I knew I was gonna say it today, but yes, every time I think about calling her, I didn't want to be calling like I call you and Steve. Y'all allow me to call y'all late in the evening sometimes.
Send them an email. Just wait for a response. So please, just let her know that you haven't forgotten her, that you do have the message.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
all.
Picture.
Whether we have
Say for instance, we had a picture of
whether it's
your
written or not. She wants to
The
have
cast
she wants
one
to
slave, the
read
one you
that
just
in her
had,
program.
the booklet.
That's
Mhm.
fine.
We had
But
a picture of
like I
that
said, I don't
as
want to
one.
send a print
And
copy,
under it, you
just
put,
words
what
on
did it say,
paper, and then she makes
whatever. And
duplicate
then if the
copies
cat,
of it.
and if you had
Somebody
a
else
picture
say,
of
hey,
the
give me a
cast on
copy.
the
I'm gonna
corner
floating around.
talking, and then at the bottom it could be whatever it was.
You know,
Yeah, this one has like several images from the Abolitionist Museum. I think the one that has, when we did it outside over here, in fact.
Yeah, that would be good.
They're all
Yeah,
in
some of
costume
those-
and stuff like that.
yes.
And that's definitely online.
Those kind of pictures and, yeah.
Now, I can't handle the list as the
Alright,
poetry commissioner at one time. But I have never spoken with the gentleman. I know he was at Nellis.
And,
he left this area.
We can go
If
on
anyone has a
to,
copy of that
on
tour,
my, I do a lot of pictures on my news feed, my Facebook news feed.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So they can be downloaded, right?
Yep, they're in your pictures. They're actually in your pictures.
This is a different phone, so I lost a whole lot of
Well,
pictures.
they're in your Facebook pictures. Like if you go into Facebook
In my
and you look
okay.
at your pictures, all those pictures are there.
Okay, all right. Well, then that's where that's where we can go get it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That'd be easy because you could just go through and pick those out. You can pick out.
I'd actually like you to do it because you have a more objective eye than I do at this point. And what you said to me the other day in terms of like the picture with the Confederate flag and everything, why we don't want to use that at this. I mean, that just makes sense to me. So you've got a much more objective, clear kind of focus in terms of what the images need to be.
Okay.
So we'll just kind of, I'll let you do the first pick, and then we'll kind of go through and
Okay.
yeah.
Do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, you can see which one you want for the front cover.
Okay.
You know, and I would think, something with the Juneteenth, definitely.
I mean, all I can think of right now is the logo, but
That's
maybe
what I'm
something.
thinking. I'm thinking the logo, and something, and then healing from the wounds of slavery without shame or blame for sure. That's going to be across the logo, Juneteenth, something about June 19th, 1865.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to be on there.
Mm-hmm.
With somewhere within the logo, if that's on the logo, but that needs to be somewhere in there. The June, and then healing from the wounds of slavery without slavery. And also, we can incorporate it. No one is free until all is free. That could be on the back cover.
Yep.
Back cover.
This communication network is incredible, isn't it? Yes, it is, Dr. Cannon. We're rolling out a Mother's Day event all month long. We're going live. We need more people that can host some shows for us. We're going live from LA, Mother's Day over the internet, into Zoom, into Facebook, all month long. So we want powerful women, powerful men to Zoom and talk about mama. Zoom in for lunch with your mama. It's going to be 400 years of motherhood. Mama all month long.
Okay, I'm your mama, dude.
I think that's Nick Cannon's dad.
Really?
Mama, bring these corporate folks to the table to help us get this done as we let them know what we appreciate Mama most of all. All right. Have Dr. Taylor send me an email. We'll make it happen.
I'm interested in also hosting. This is Doris. I'm interested.
Absolutely. Let's put it together. It's going to be beautiful from every state. Pull your mayor in, pull the powerful women in, and let's really show them across the nation. So, Dr. Tatum, I think when Marie's on the line, Dr. Tatum got off. Just put
This
together
is the
your
cover we
list for
used in
me,
2019, of course, in
and,
color.
Oh, okay.
All right. Look at that.
Steve, this is Trudy from Fontana,
So that would be
California.
good,
Young
like
man,
however they,
Mike, can I get your name
whatever kind
and
of
your
calendar
number?
we're gonna use, if it's that way, or if it's landscape,
Yeah.
then we would have the logo, the logo, but within the logo put, June 19th,
328.
you know, or either, it can even be at the bottom, but,
Okay,
We let Karen work with it too.
yeah,
She did nice
celebrating
work.
the, I mean, healing from the wounds of slavery from whatever, but we gotta make sure we put the June 19th, 1865 in there, so that always gets stuck in people's head.
Mm-hmm.
What did they say? Repetition increases retention. Yeah, that's what my ex used to tell me. Repetition increases retention.
We're gonna also do other shows. You can host the show. We appreciate it. This is gonna be Zoom. This is not radio, internet radio. So just make that list. I appreciate everybody. Okay.
Yeah, even if we can,
Steve,
I don't know if we can legally include them on our calendar that we sell, but hey,
What now?
Portland Road and National Parks.
how do you
I'm going over to see them next week.
Okay, we tell them we're making a calendar.
in a human body
And
never tell anybody no?
asking how to, what do you
Now, this
think?
is what the Bible
Yeah, I
calls
mean, and they've got some dollars,
to
yeah.
reveal.
So,
They said Jesus
So now we
never
just gotta
said
add,
no.
everybody got some money, they just gotta ask
So
for
I
it. They
took
just gotta
that.
know
I
we
said,
didn't
how
man, I
can
couldn't
I
believe we
get
missed that
somebody
$90,000
never
just
tell
because we
me
didn't have
no?
anybody to go to bat for us.
Because
Wait a
if you
minute.
do tell
I'm
me
gonna
no,
we gotta call
I
them about that 90,000. I'm gonna call them on Monday.
Okay, yeah, just tell them, we, you know, the money was there, they have the money, and how they, you know, they overlooked us, and it's there, and I see the sign, I drive down High Street, it said Portsmouth Cultural Arts District.
with the people that
Mhm.
God
And
has pulled together
trying to
here
work it
and
through the
the
Cultural
humans
Arts Center,
that
we
are
got a
coming
whole
on
program
board
already
here
set up.
Mhm.
You wanna work with us, y'all talk about y'all need stuff for the kids, stuff for whatever, stuff for people, but y'all don't wanna work with us, like, why, you know, the money is there.
Yeah, because we asked for it. We put it in the
The money is
application.
there.
And,
So, and
they
then,
were supposed to call me.
You know, they talking about using the money for, to put more lights in the basketball court. That's DeAndre.
Wow.
You know, everybody is looking out for their own interests, and that's cool. So we just need to jump in there too and scream hot, louder. I'm telling you, when it comes to municipal government, and I hated it, and I missed out on a lot of it in the whole everything. The one who screams the loudest is the one you get whatever you want. They roll their eyes, they do that, they stomp their feet, they go in the closet and scream, they hide from you when you come, but you get whatever you want.
Mhm. The squeaky wheel.
Yes, and I hate
Wow.
that because it wasn't even about if, you know, if you're qualified, if you're talented, if you're worthy, or whatever program they're offering, if you're doing whatever. It's if you keep getting on their nerves.
I'm over here with Chief Cherokee right now.
Deidre Love, do you know her?
Teens with a Purpose?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Oh my God, you need to talk to her and ask her how to get in the city because that girl did it, that thing.
She did that in Norfolk.
Yes.
Portsmouth is like so different.
I know, but if she can tell you how she did it, then we can use that same tactic.
Mhm.
She slid right on in there because I was like, this ain't gonna work. We just doing, and we was doing all the work for her in the beginning.
right here with the Cherokee Nation, okay?
She was eased her way in there. She dug her
Let
foot
me
in.
tell you this,
She was like, hey, well, they ended up, they gave it a building, everything.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, she was over there at the Vivian C. Mason Center for a long time. That was her. where she was at.
Okay, where's she now?
Black Kings.
Well, yeah, she got her own. I don't know what she did, but she got that plot, that outside thing, where all over there, by Vivian C. Mason, where they done made gardens and the kids have performances, and they have all kinds of stuff. So if we could talk to her, she could help us. She could tell you how to get in with the city. You put in a call to her, see if you can.
Well, I mean,
Or
I
we just go over there and talk to her.
well, or like I said, I'm calling on Monday about the 90,000.
Yeah, definitely that first.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we did that, and it was a hard application. Lisa and I like did most of
Yeah,
our
and
work
the
on that.
fact that they even considered you. So the thing is, okay, we need to tell what the thing is. Actually, you got a leg up because you submitted everything, and so they didn't come back to you and say that
Exactly.
anything else was needed.
That's what he told me. He said, if we
Therefore-
have any questions, we'll call you.
Right, and they didn't.
They
So
never
you were expecting
called.
to have the money until you already got stuff lined up because you were expecting for that money. They told you that it would be voted on in May, and so you have everything set up.
Right.
for May.
I'm feeling pretty confident about the fact that at least, you know, I got a strong argument here. Because
Yes.
I got the application in on time. They said they would call if they had any questions, but the budget meeting would be in May. I'm expecting them to call me and say, are you ready to go to the budget meeting?
Exactly.
You know, and they never called any time
Yeah, so girl,
before.
I think you're gonna get that 90,000.
I'm gonna definitely work hard to get it. I already worked hard to get it. I'm
Yeah,
just-
I think it, yeah. And then in addition to that 90,000, you know, they got some extra money. The city manager said it herself. They got the extra money to go for. We know they got extra money because what they do with the money from last year?
Right, right. Plus, they got money from the federal level, from the president.
Mm-mm.
There's a lot of money
So we
that's
don't
gonna
know
be
what they
coming.
do with, but you know, they got all these rules and regulations. I know in Norfolk about what you can do with the money and how you can use it. So they need to figure
That's
out
okay.
ways. But honey, let me look at. I always figured out a way to. There's always a way to use it.
The city is opening up the parks, so they are going to have some a Juneteenth that won't be at the
I
negative.
think I'm ready to be out because they always go on a long time after.
How long did their meetings last?
It started 1, and I've been on meetings that didn't end until after 3.
Oh my
That's not
God!
too
They let
much.
everybody talk.
Everybody talks. It used to be really dysfunctional. They'd be like fighting and craziness and stuff like that. I just would listen to it for just comic relief, you know. But now it's just that there are a lot of people.
Yeah.
Say that again. Yeah, let's do it now. Let's do that. I was just saying I'm about to get off the call here.
Um,
Las Vegas City Hall, North Las Vegas, all things Juneteenth and all roads lead to Las Vegas this year.
Yeah.
You got some great bands coming in.
35th Street. They got a Juneteenth celebration that they doing. See, I put this under events. I put this on events,
Oh, okay.
but also they.
Juneteenth Bash. Where's that? Oh, that's us on the
19th. No, those are other people.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just showing you. That's us at the top.
Okay.
That's for today.
Okay.
But that is they're having a Juneteenth. That's why I said we need to put our Juneteenth celebration. We need to put it in events.
Okay.
We need to get it in events.
Okay.
But yeah, so the 35th Street, they are having. So that's what I was telling you. I was trying to tell you what you need to do is on Facebook go into events
Mm-hmm.
when I make it, and then you need to hit the thing and you hit invite and invite all the people on your that show up on your list, and
I
that's
got
how
you.
we get it spread out.
I got you.
So I was trying to. That's what I was trying to tell you. I just did that really quick. Like I
Okay.
just wanted. I never did it before.
Okay.
I never did it before, so I wanted to do it right quick. So I made an event, but then y'all didn't. I invited y'all, and y'all didn't even respond.
We're gonna get it together. This was like the test run to see what we need to be doing.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. Can you start it again? I'm gonna come over there and look directly. Did we have an interview with Melanie?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Did we do that? Yeah. Okay.
That's nice. So you got this new, recent.
Well, in November.
Okay.
I wanted to have an opportunity to ask her to share some stories that she used to tell us when we were kids. I'm talking about the story that you told that starts off with basically when you get buried in purple, you're supposed to be, you come back. Well, I want to share with you the story that the way I remember it, and because I used it in my play, Summer Dreams, and I'm going to read that to you and see how it compares to the reality of what you experience. Okay? It is the story is being told by Esper. He's on the porch with his wife Maggie and their friend Edna, and he starts off. They buried my great aunt Viola in purple. Buried her in a purple dress and a meat stove. And just like anybody else ever buried in purple, she came back. I was 12 when she died. Maggie says, you ain't seen nobody, Esper. I swear for God, Maggie. She died in the month of August. We buried her and then went back to the business of life. Jack and Ruth is long gone. It's still hot as anything. I beat Daddy a checker so bad he had gone up to bed a while back. So I'm sitting there looking up at the stars when out of nowhere a sudden breeze crosses over me. But this breeze doesn't cool me. It chills me to my very core. Next thing I know, I hear the piano from the living room parlor playing the quietest, saddest note you ever want to hear. I can hear those soft, sad notes. I stood slowly and softly stepped into the pitch black house. There were no overhead lights, and I proceeded into the darkness. My very soul was drawn to the source of those notes, and I did not feel that my body was my own as I quietly entered the parlor.
And then, sitting in a perfect circle of light, was Aunt Viola playing that piano. As I entered, she stopped playing and turned to me and smiled. And I said, don't be afraid. The road will be hard, but you will do well. And as she recommenced playing those sad, lonely notes on the piano.
Next thing I know, she jumped! Esper jumps, women scream, and baby starts crying. That's not funny, Esper. See, you went and woke up the baby. You and Edna did that with all your power. Maggie exits to care for the baby. I'm never going to believe another thing you say, Esper. Esper, honest to goodness, Edna, except for that last part about Aunt Viola jumping, that is a true story. So, is that similar to what happened to you? Okay. Sit in the chair when you saw her?
Yes.
After she'd been buried?
Yes.
Okay, that's the part of the story I want to know about. All right, so now, how old were you?
Well, I knew I couldn't have been much more than, might not even gotten to 10 because my father died when I was 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be already. And he was still living, but he had belonged to a club, wonderful club, where church was to get together.
Mm-hmm.
And he had gone to pick her up. And because I was the oldest and his favorite, he didn't make me go to dance with the other children there.
Mm-hmm.
And that left me sitting on the front porch when he went to pick up my mom, she and this and that and whatever when we went.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a long porch because at one time the house was a double house. And we lived in my father lived in a single house, it was a big house. So the porch was from one end to the other end. So I finally got up enough nerve to get up and go in the house and go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Go to pick up my mom and this bed. And I got to the door. My baby was sitting in the chair.
Baby, that was her name?
It just came out. And she didn't want to bring the dress. She was sitting by the piano. My father was played the piano. He and my mom played the piano, and they never taken any music lessons, but they could play.
Well, you said your father was in a singing group and everything, wasn't he?
Well, he was in the choir, he wasn't singing.
Oh, I thought that at one point he was in a little group or something.
No.
Okay. All right, so what time of the year was this then?
Well, it was sometime, but that was on the front porch.
Mm-hmm.
When that happened, I was on the front porch. And I stayed out there and I stand and I said, okay, Joe, if you need to go in the house then.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I was coming along, everybody in the neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't rip it, but they could, threaten you, tell your mama you don't do this or whatever. And my mama had only girls in the whole block. She had 4 girls. Everybody else had boys.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Sandy was getting ready to go in the house, she said, okay, Claudette, you need to go on in the house.
Hello, ladies.
One day, I left to go pick up my mom from the park.
This is
Mm-hmm.
interesting. A true story
So,
You walk into the house.
in her play, but this is the true story. Okay.
oh, she was sitting in his favorite chair. And she had on her. And when I told the people,
Did you say anything?
no, she didn't say anything. That was enough that she was sitting in the chair.
So when she was sitting there, did had you gone to the funeral?
No, I hadn't gone to the film because parents that let children go to films too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on 10.
And so you walk into the house and she's
I
sitting in the
didn't
chair.
got in the house, I got to the front door. Got rid of this storm door. I mean, the door was open, but the screen was open.
Mm-hmm.
And I started sitting in the chair. So I didn't go in.
Oh, you didn't go in. So,
So when Daddy go get my mom and I told him about it.
I like the order of it, but we gotta get the original master for the movie. Because when we cut to the movie, the sound is really sharp and everything like that, because that's a degraded, clip that we're using, right? It's been used a bunch of times, so it's not crisp master. And it makes the sound really jarring.
Oh, it's definitely because I pulled it off the net. I
Right.
didn't pull it off by copying.
Right, so we got a master so that we can like be able to use the real footage that won't be so jarring. All right, and I keep wanting to, and once we do that also, we can use more of the movie, because I want Carl to tell the story. I don't want it to be my reading, it's his reading of it that's gonna make a difference in terms of that.
So you don't want that one in there?
I want us to get the master of Summer Dream, so we can use more of that. Because the reason you didn't use it for this is because you didn't have it, right? Right, so, yeah, I want him to tell the story, because he does a great job.
That's nice. You did the movie? Is that Darlene in the movie?
Darlene has been editing,
Oh, I mean, who was that in the movie? The movie clip?
the interview, that was my mom, actually.
No, when you cut to the movie clip.
Oh, that was in the film. There's a film that is a 30-minute film, short film.
You did the film?
We did, yeah, we shot the film.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We shot the film, and now we're just trying to use a clip from. the
Yeah,
film.
that was good. I was trying to figure out what movie y'all got that from. That's why I said that's your own movie.
Yeah. So, in fact, that's gonna be one of the things that we're gonna do to get ready for Summers in Suffolk, is have a screening of the film. The
Okay.
short film, because that's gonna be a way that we can promote, what's coming with the plays and everything at the amphitheater.
Okay.
How you doing, Miss Karen? I am doing well. How are you?
Doing pretty good, just kind of, I was telling Melanie, this was actually meant for us. This auditions and the interviews,
Okay.
to figure out what we need to have when we actually have one with people
Okay.
here. And I'm wanting to talk to you a lot about art stuff.
Okay.
because we want to have posters and of the various programs and plays and so forth like that. But also, I wanted to talk about costumes and masks. I mean, we have all these historical figures. You know, have you seen the T-shirt that has like the tux uh, painted onto it, kind of thing like that? I'm wondering if we can kind of use that model to do like Abraham Lincoln, Sojourner Truth. You know, kind of. It's going to be when someone shows up, we measure them, and we put a T-shirt on them, and they are John Brown.
So they
Frederick
will wear
Douglass.
like a basic black, we'll say you wear a basic black bottom. That's your standard. And then you, like you said, you get the T-shirt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm thinking from head to toe.
So what would be how would you cover the bottom?
Oh, I'm thinking you paint it on a flat surface. You have your measurements.
Oh.
And it's the whole, not just the T-shirt, it's the whole costume. That is the.
And you kind of, you put it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just trying to, because I think that would be obviously cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it could be, you know, large.
You mean instead of somebody putting on, they got to put on a white shirt, then we got to find a little tie, then we got to find a hat, then we got to
and we're
find
talking
pants,
period
then we got to
costuming.
find shoes.
Yeah, we're talking period costuming.
Okay.
Because these are all historical figures.
Okay. Like the Halloween thing where they step into it and you are
a pumpkin, or you are,
or I'm a nurse, but it's the whole, I don't have to put on the little nurse dress. I stepped into that and it's got like the nurse dress painted on it and the stethoscope comes with it.
Right. I mean, they were very distinctive. And I mean, Sojourner Truth, we know who Sojourner Truth is by just looking, you know, she's the iconic image with the the headdress, the scarf on.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Okay, so like the performance that you did, everybody was dressed up, the one that I sent you the pictures of again?
Right.
Everyone was in costume.
Right. Right.
Okay, and that was for that play.
Mm-hmm.
So are you talking for each play to have the full costumes? Are you talking about if you're training just for someone to do the play, for them to be in full costume? I'm just trying to see.
I'm thinking this is for performance.
You definitely want costumes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I want to have options. You know, there'll be sometimes where it won't be any costumes, but I would like to have the option. And sometimes it'll be the regular costumes, like, you know, the period frock coats and everything from the 19th century and stuff like that.
Do you have those things?
You know, we've had them over the years, and then keeping up with them and being able to build a wardrobe closet. No, I mean, I've got a couple bags of stuff in my closet at home. But we need to have an ability to build a wardrobe closet, you know. Yeah. Wardrobe and props, you know, which again can be classes because those are set designers, you know, prop master, and those are jobs that, you know, have to be people trained for and maintained. But in terms of these costumes, I'm thinking, and also in terms of. Oh, okay. Okay. Can you prop open the door, and that way you don't get locked out?
Yeah. Did the church, did they call you anything yesterday about the information we submitted? Did they contact you about that?
You know, I think I have an email from Grant, but I haven't read it.
Oh, okay.
Should I read it?
Yes.
Okay. I'll definitely do it with my phone.
Because if he has any questions regarding that, that's something that Karen you can get the response from her. Or the information.
What am I looking for? Oh, okay.
So that person walked by, was like, did I lock my door and my bag
Oh.
went off? So, okay, so go ahead.
Well, I mean, just kind of trying to figure out what the way to go, the direction to go. I wanted to just kind of get your feedback in terms of like, what are your thoughts?
Well, you're doing plays, and some of the plays, and you're doing consistent plays. You need outfits for all those plays, different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
You need a wardrobe closet.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever steps into that role will step into that.
Mm-hmm.
After whoever's doing the performances, you can always get it clean. But you definitely want to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay?
So we would need somebody, the wardrobe person, and then that's somebody that they can look for things, like they can go to thrift stores.
Oh,
and
yeah,
look for the
yeah,
items
yeah,
that
yeah.
needed to
Yeah.
make up, you would know everything that they
Yeah.
needed to do. Okay.
You definitely want that.
So, I mean, in terms of just the whole idea of period costumes being done in this way, I mean, does it seem doable? Or, I
To
mean,
get up,
to do I haven't seen this done before, so I'm trying to figure out if it makes sense to try to even pursue.
I think it would be kind of
yeah, 'cause if
expensive.
not, you can get someone to make it. So you, seamstress. can
She's
make
talking
it.
about you talking about the mat, that
The-
painted on thing.
Yeah, yeah.
She's talking about the
Oh,
painted
you
on
talking about
thing.
the painted on?
I'm thinking
I
that
would
would
say
kind of
that-
be expensive.
I would prefer I think it's better to go get the costume.
Yeah,
If you're
because
doing
that's
performances,
easier.
Get the costume. You don't want to just paint it on. If you're doing something whereas you're training people just to do a show and that's it,
Mm-hmm.
then you can do something painted on, or
Okay.
like Melanie was saying, just wearing all black and have. Remember, we were talking about the face, the mask.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the content is really what you're trying to deliver,
Right.
more so than the appearance of the person. But when you're doing your own dramatic performance, you want the costumes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm talking about the history plays, basically.
Yeah.
The history plays are
Okay.
the ones that are going to the schools,
Those are the ones, yes.
connected to the SOLs.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are the ones I would, because now with COVID and everything else, this is why I said you have to wear, we always have kids just wear black if they're gonna perform, and then they take on the face of whoever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't do too much with costumes with the
Okay.
schools. I would do more of a silhouette of Abraham Lincoln with his top hat